Goosebumps. I might as well give this one a review since, well, it's still October and, yeah, bring out more of the Halloween Horror Fest season. This will obviously be my last movie review, so yeah, there'll probably be one or two more videos for this Oktoberfest, but let's get to it. First things first, the acting choices. First one, Jack Black. Yes, I was as questionable to this choice as anybody else was. Why Jack Black as Arl Stein? Do they even look remotely alike? No. And, well, first of all, I wasn't even really a diehard fan with these books, even though I grew up on them. And the, TV shorts or video shorts, whatever you call them, based on the book. I only watched a few movies based off these books, even though I couldn't stop hearing people talking about them. They're not straight up horror. There are scary stories more, geared towards kids, which are silly and, in the more campy style, as opposed to just straight up, terrifying. I mean, they can give people nightmares, at a young age, and that's what they're good for. But, like I said, they're more for kids, really. They're not just like slasher or, unlike Stephen King, which is mentioned in this movie, by the way, several times he references him. But, anyway, getting back to the whole Jack Black thing, yeah, he doesn't look remotely alike to him, so I was really iffy on this decision. Not that I really hate Jack Black. I mean, he was great with the rock and roll movies like School of Rock and Tenacious D and such. So when I saw this, yeah, he was himself, but he just barely managed to pull it off a little bit. He's like the strange type. And I don't know how accurate he was to the real person himself, but, I got over it when I watched the film, and, the whole glasses thing was not really anything to really hide who he was in general, but, he was who he was in this movie. So, and yes, obviously the real Arl Stein makes a cameo at the very end of the movie, spoiler alert, and there's obviously going to be a little bit of spoilers in this review, but otherwise, yeah, this film, it was pretty good for the most part. I mean, it's obviously, if you saw the trailer, it should pretty much tell you what you're expecting out of the movie. Stuff from the books, not all of them, even though I've only seen, I think, The Haunted Mask, I think, and I've heard of people talking about Say Cheese and Die, so I didn't really read any books. I just saw a few of the animated, the live-action shorts, like I said, and, yeah, you got, like, the dummy. The dummy one was really funny, and he's obviously voiced by Jack Black, too, as well. I mean, it's no surprise right there. If you can hear his voice, it's obviously Jack Black. He was pretty funny, and you got, like, the Abominable Snowman. That's not actually the name of the story. I forget what it's called. And, the Invisible Boy and such. So they come out of the books because they unlock them, and they have, the books with special powers, and obviously they wreak havoc on the town. So yeah, that's pretty much what you'd expect out of the movie, and they have to obviously stop them, and it's as predictable and cheesy as you could imagine, but it's meant to be in that style, which I can understand. Like like the stories that Arl Stein wrote, they're more made for kids, but I know they're kids' books and everything, but at my age, people that are my age, we grew up with these books, and we knew what to expect. We want to revisit these stories, and that's what they're known for. So, yeah, it's campy and scary, fun, and that's what you expect out of this movie. And it can be predictable for the most part, but that's what it's all about. It has that good Halloweenish feel. I mean, it's got monsters and stuff, so it can be a little scary for kids, and it's a good time. I didn't actually see it in 3D, so I'm not disappointed that I missed out on the 3D. And one spoiler, yeah, the only real major surprise, I think, well, not really major surprise, is that, yes, the girl that the young boy was going for is obviously not real, so that's, she comes out of a book, and that's really about it, really. And so far, I thought Jack Black was an okay choice. He's hit or miss with movies nowadays, so it's a good, it's a good silly time with the movies for this one, and you have to know what to expect. It's not anything, like I said, like a Stephen King novel. Arl Stein is obviously geared towards kids, as opposed to Stephen King, who's more geared towards adults. So know what to expect and just enjoy. Okay? That's all I can suggest to you. It's like if Nickelodeon, even though it's not made by Nickelodeon, makes a horror film, you know, more for kids. It's like if they did Cabin in the Woods, but they obviously have to cut out like the slashing and straight up horror and gore and stuff. So obviously they have to keep it a PG rating. So know what to expect and just enjoy it for what it is. I know it can be cheesy and predictable, but that's what it's going for. It's a good fun time. I enjoyed it for what it is, even though I'm not a diehard fan of this author, but that's what he's known for. Enjoy it for what it is. My final verdict is a horrifying rockin' Weird Motion Plus up and a plain Weird Mode up. I think that's fair enough. So, till next time, keep watching.